Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden. If you're watching this after the fact, because this is a live stream happening live, be sure to check the description or the pinned comment so you can skip ahead to the main content. In the meantime, we're going to hang out in the waiting room, so I will see you soon. Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden. Welcome to this Friday live stream where we are going to be working on Listed. If you haven't heard of it, Listed is a app we've been building with SvelteKit that allows users to create lists of YouTube channels. So for instance, you could create a list called JavaScript channels, and you could put all your favorite JavaScript channels on there, like Joy of Code and West Boss and Traversy Media and Web Dev Simplified and Coding Garden maybe. But then once you create that list, you now get a feed that has videos only from those channels, like so. And then you could also create things like a makers list if you like to watch makers on YouTube. And then you have a list of videos that are only from those specific channels. Or let's say there's a YouTube channel you watch that has multiple YouTube channels, like Good Mythical Morning. So here I have the Good Mythical Universe. It's got Good Mythical More, Good Mythical Morning, The Mythical Kitchen, Rhett and Link, and then all their podcasts and everything. And now all of those videos are in a single feed as well. So this is the app that we've been building. The plan for today is to review some pull requests that were open because this is an open source app. If you go to github.com/codinggarden/listed, there have been 22 contributors besides myself, which is pretty fun. And there's a PR that I need to review here, which we will do and potentially merge it in. And then we're also going to update dependencies because it's been probably 2 or 3 weeks since we last updated dependencies. So we're going to do that. And then I think the main thing that I want to get working is timestamps in the description. So for instance, if we look at one of my recent live streams, I like to post chapters in the description. And I want to be able to click on these just like you do on YouTube, but I want to be able to click on these here, and then it should jump to that specific spot in the video. So I think that's one of the first features we're going to work on today is just getting these timestamps clickable in the description. And then we'll go from there. And then the other thing has to do with playing video. So right now, when a video is done playing, nothing happens, but we could go on to the next video in the list here. So we'll potentially work on that as well. So that's the plan for today. Welcome in, everybody. Glad to see you. Let's say hi, answer all your lingering questions, and then we'll go from there. But if you want to say hi to me, you can say any one of these things. Hi, hello, hello, hey, yo, cheers, greetings, hi, us up, morning, afternoon, evening, howdy, good day. Say any one of those things. I'll acknowledge you and we'll get right into it. So what's up, Veeb? Nice to see you. And Dr. Phantom, hello, hello. And Lemore, good to see you. And Ashley B, and Veeb, and Mark Boots, Griffin, hello, what's up, Jonah Joe, and Yes Sir, and Greg, and Zelj, and Yardan. I saw your comments, Yardan. I appreciate the kind comments. Thank you very much. What's up, Sequel Gordster, and Be Mind, and Dennis, and Melin, and Brian. Welcome in, everyone. Glad to see you. I might have missed some things earlier too, but yeah, you was Scump over on Twitch is asking, am I still working on Listed? I am. We're still doing it. It took us quite a while to get Docker containers and GitHub CI going, but you know. Yeah, and then the comment from Yardan is, thanks for all you teach with kindness and all the questions you answer with patience. You deserve 1 million followers. Thank you, Yardan. I appreciate that. Dr. Phantom says, I missed last stream, but I watched half the recording. I heard we might finally select an icon library. Honestly, that's something we need to do. As you can see, these two buttons don't have icons on them. So let's put it on the list. Icon library. Good. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome in, everyone. Good to see you. And Liam Stevens, good to see you too. I don't know if I said hi earlier, or Brian. And yes, you were acknowledged. What's up, Professional Carol Understander? Good to see you. What's up, Yanni? And Eddie. Yeah, here we are. Here we are, working on Listed again. Yeah, what I will say is My plan today is to work on this for about 2-3 hours, and then we're gonna do a game night. I don't think I'm gonna end the stream. I think I'm just gonna, maybe I may or may not. We'll decide when we get there. But we're gonna play some Jackbox Party Pack games, and then maybe some other games that you all can join in on as well. But also, so things like we'll probably play Gartic Phone. We'll play some of the Funi multiplayer games, and then also like Jackbox Party Pack. And I have Pokemon cards that I will open up. I got the new 151 set. So I've already been opening it, but we're going to open more later on today. But that is to come. That's to look forward to after we do the work and get some stuff done. What's up, Yash? I'm doing pretty good. All right, first up, we need to review some pull requests. Here we go. There are a lot open, but the one that I definitely want to look at is this one, which removes test IDs from the built code. And it was a pretty simple fix. Essentially, instead of defining a separate plugin, they just define a separate plugin in line. And we tried to write our own of this, but we left this out. We didn't know that we needed that. So basically, anytime this thing comes across a Svelte file, it will remove any data test IDs that it sees. Why not in the hooks file? Explain, Oscar. Like, where else could this go? So, like, right now, it could also just be defined as a separate plugin that we import, but right now it's being pushed into the plugins array. But let me know what you mean, Oscar. Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, you want to remove those data test IDs because they're not useful in production. Like those are useful when we're running our tests. And ideally, we should also be writing tests that don't depend on data test IDs. But for some of the stuff we were doing, we caved and we were like, all right, we're just going to use data test IDs. But it doesn't hurt to have these test IDs in production, but to me, it's almost synonymous with like having console logs in production. You don't want things to be shipped to your users that are just extra and of no use. Also, I mean, it's not that much extra data. It's not that much extra bytes, but it is technically extra characters that the end users don't need. So that's why we remove them, because they're really only needed during testing and development. Oh, you mean on here? I don't want to do it at runtime, Oscar. Is that what you mean? But that's how that could work. Basically, on every request, we remove them in the response. I don't think I want to do that. I want to, because that would be slightly more overhead for every single request. Whereas this just happens in the output code, in the build code. Yeah. We tried to write test on stream, so yeah, I think this is good enough. I like this change, and thank you to Yahatix for making it. It's pretty good, pretty good. All right. Technically didn't run the test, but that's okay. I'm gonna assume it works. They also only touched one file, so that's totally fine by me. And yeah, this is an older change because we used to have the entire YouTube embed loaded for every video, which was silly. Like, we just did that in passing. You can still comment that, Oscar. The pull request is still there, even though it's closed. Okay. That's good enough for now. Let's pull from main and then update dependencies. So because I just merged that into main, locally I'm on the main branch, and if I do git pull origin main, it'll cannot pull with rebase. Okay, we'll stash my changes, then we'll pull, and that will modify the Vite config to do the thing, and then I'll put my changes back on with git stash pop. Great. This is not a replay, M. Welcome in. I mean, you could say this is the 26th replay because this is our 26th day working on listed, but this is a new one. We're working on new stuff today. Um, you almost had a heart attack because of my my git stash pop. All right. We reviewed the PR. Great work. Let's update dependencies. Does anybody remember the command somebody had us use last time that wasn't npm upgrade? There's like an interactive update command somebody shared. We probably will need to add it to the dev docs. Search my history. I don't want to do that on stream though, so we'll do this. Is it check updates? No. We're not changing stacks anytime soon. I think probably what I would do is like get this thing fairly feature complete and then migrate to another stack. All right, I'm gonna look at my history. Learn the whole thing and redo the whole thing in Golang. Well, it could be interesting to re-architect it. Is it npm check updates? npx npm check updates -I for interactive. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so if you're wondering what we're doing here, basically our package.json was last updated a few weeks ago, and all of the dependencies have specific versions listed. Also, like they have this this symbol, which actually means install the most recent version greater than. So if you see the hat, the up caret, then that means it'll install 10 point, if 10 point whatever this number is. So if the latest published version on npm is 10.5, it's actually going to install that version. But when you do the first install, it actually sets those version numbers in package lock. So for instance, if we actually search for if we search for concurrently in our package lock, we can see the actual version that got installed. So yeah, it actually did resolve to 8.2.1, but if it would have resolved to 8.5 or whatever, then we would have seen that here. But that means it's locked to that version. With this command, we'll then update our package.json, which in turn will update our lock, which will make sure we're at the most recent versions. Ponytail? What about my ponytail? Oh, you mean my long hair? Like, yeah, I got a haircut. Yeah. -D installs upgrades and runs tests to identify breaking upgrades. Requires -U to execute. Whoa, we're gonna do it manually. Why is everyone talking about HTMX right now? Just get off of Twitter. Basically, just stop watching. Just get off of Twitter, and then no one will be talking about HTMX. I guess technically, yeah, also stop watching YouTube. Basically, stop consuming things, and then no one's talking about HTMX. So, okay. Apparently, we've got another auth upgrade here. Man. Oof, I'm in a good mood, honestly. I'm in a good mood, which means we're just gonna upgrade everything and then fix anything that breaks. But you can see here the version that we have installed and the version that it's going to install. And the other thing to know is that if people are following semantic versioning, if they're not at version 1 yet, this number change could be a breaking change. Doesn't mean it is, but it could be a breaking change. So we have a potential breaking change here and here. Anything in blue is a minor version bump, and if those packages are following semantic versioning, there shouldn't be any breaking changes. So really, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 potential breaking changes. But I think these things like the plugin and vtest and the tailwind plugin, I think those are going to be fine. If anything, these up here are the ones that could break things. So that's fine. Here we go. Run npm install. So that updated our package.json, and now it's doing an npm install, which is going to update our package lock. The patches are in red because they're not at version 1. If this was 1.3 and it was changing to 1.3.33, that would be, if they're following semantic versioning, non-breaking change. But because they're not at version 1 yet, if any number of these changes, it could be a breaking change. Okay. And with that, we will run some checks. We're going to do npm run type check. This will run TypeScript to see if there are any type errors. And if there aren't any type errors, that means at least with all of the upgraded packages, then should be fine. Let's run the linter. Well, all right. I think we're good. We could run the tests, but I kind of don't want to run the tests. What's up, Vita? Thank you for the 15 months. Massacre Soldier is saying, why do people develop AI when it will take their own jobs? Well, why do we write automations when it basically... Why do we do any kind of automation when it takes anyone's job? That's really the question you need to answer. Because with that thought process, we wouldn't have assembly lines and various process improvements for building things. It's just the way things go. Like even in my career, I have automated parts of my job away. So that's a thing. And I mean, and that didn't involve AI. That was just me taking something that I was doing over and over again and then turning it into a script. Yeah. Yeah. Is it not stable if it's not 1.0? I think that's what people are essentially, yeah. I mean, honestly, I think there's a semantic, this website will tell you. Yeah, I mean, and that's, yeah. I think we are, if you look at the curve of automation and advancement and in things, we're accustomed to things that change like somewhat slowly, but with the rise of AI, we're not accustomed to things changing so drastically and so quickly, which is why it's hard for a lot of people to take in. But it's basically things just moving a whole lot faster than before, but they're still just moving in a similar direction. Let's see. Do they talk about being less than 1? Whoa! That's too much money, Kristen. Thank you, Kristen V, for the $50 super chat. Who says, "Thank goodness it's Friday." I agree. I'm glad it's Friday. We're gonna have some fun today. Thank you very much for the donation. Oh my. I don't know if this page talks about being. Yeah, here we go. So, if your software is being used in production, it should probably already be 1.0. If you have a stable API on which users have come to depend, you should be 1.0. If you're worrying a lot about backward compatibility, you should probably already be 1.0. So basically, like libraries that are new and starting out, they're not 1.0 yet to let people know that things are changing rapidly. And specifically, auth.js, which is what we're using for auth, is still experimental. Like, it's not even in alpha. Right, it's experimental, meaning like things are really going to change. They're doing their best. Obviously, we can still use it, but we understand that things are changing rapidly, and we shouldn't expect that there aren't going to be breaking changes. Specifically, auth.js. Next auth, which this is based on, is stable. This has been out for a very long time, and they are stable. But they're slowly migrating to this, which has support for other things besides Next.js, and it is experimental. It's not even alpha yet. It's experimental. But yeah, I mean, if you want to learn more about Simver, this site definitely has it. Okay. What did we do? We upgraded our packages. I'm gonna run the tests, but the thing is, I ran the test before the stream started, and the tests didn't pass. And that makes me very sad. So if the tests don't pass, I'm actually going to ignore it, and we're just going to keep moving. Add a script to run updates. Yeah, I good call. We'll at least like put it in the this one. But yeah, package.json is a good spot. I was thinking like we put it in. But yeah, let's do it. npm update interactive. Seems good. All right, but we're gonna run the tests, and see what happens. Dependency check and dependency update. That could be useful. I think the thing is, every time we run it, we have to update anyways. Yeah, but you can see because our package .json changed, our Docker container had to rebuild that layer. It was no longer cached. It had to reinstall the latest dependencies. Format group on the interactive install, and that separates them into groups. I wonder what groups it would choose. Yeah, the plan is features today. Features. I'm curious, do I like using Docker Desktop or the CLI? I really prefer, I just like the CLI. I'm a CLI kind of guy. Every now and then, I'll hop over to Docker Desktop. Especially like if I can't remember what the command is to like start an interactive terminal on one of these things, I can just click it and, you know. Did all the tests pass? They all failed. All of the tests failed. Oh, one of the issues is we updated our Playwright version during that upgrade, which means we need to also update our container, which is something we forgot. So basically, we have a Docker. We're pulling for our test container. We're pulling a Docker image that is specifically tied to the version of Playwright. So we need to be sure to update that. I think it will rebuild the containers. Yeah, it's gonna and repool the containers. Part of our Docker up command does a force recreate, which will yeah, GSS is my alias for Git status. You can find all of those here. Though I don't actually, this whole repo needs to be updated. I don't use Bash anymore. At least on my Mac. I use Bash other places. But these aliases here are in my Zish RC, which lets me use them. Jammy is the distribution. I'm pretty sure that's an Ubuntu thing. Yeah, if we look at the image on the Docker Hub. That's fun. It highlights my name. We can see Jammy. Yeah, but Ubuntu 22.04 is codename Jammy. Yeah, Jammy Jellyfish. They use animal names for all of their releases. All right, here we go. Can't we somehow pick the package version from the JSON file and pass it as an env to the Docker file? We we could put it. I'm not going to try to do it today, but I don't think so. Like, I don't think this can be dynamic because it is. I have no idea. I don't know enough about Docker, but basically this from line would need to be dynamic. All right, we've got at least 3 pass tests, 4 tap pass tests, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Well, they're doing them in parallel, so yeah, that's the other thing is if we don't specify the version, we could say latest, but that could also cause issues because if the version in our package.json isn't the latest, then that's going to cause issues with the. No, there's one test that's timing out, and this is what I was worried about. Yeah, you missed that, Veeb. Oh no, okay, it failed. Though, I mean, do we want to fix this test? All right, here's. I'm giving myself 5 minutes. If I can't fix this test in 5 minutes, we're moving on. We're moving on. I don't want to spend an hour fixing this test, but I think I can try to debug it really quick because this is a view video test. And specifically, the video isn't popping up. Let's see why. Yeah, Tyler, I don't know if I can answer that confidently. Like, right now, I miss Vue and I want to spend some time with Nux 3. So I'm in the opposite boat. Like, I've been doing so much SvelteKit, I'm like, Nux really and Vue really have some things going for it. So I don't know. I would say don't feel like you're missing out. Like, the timer is running, but I mean, it is what it is. If it runs out and we're not done yet and I'm talking, that's okay. But like, if you're happy with Vue and Nuxt, keep doing it because from my experience and like when I tried out Nux 3, things were really nice, even nicer than SvelteKit. So yeah, okay. So this is our test, and it is failing. Looking for selector video embed. Great. So we're trying to go. We click on the first video in the list. We go to the list by ID. We wait until the list is visible. So let's do what it's trying to do. So we go to the list. We wait till it's visible. All right, it's visible now. What is happening? Okay. We go to the page. We wait until the list is visible. When the list is visible, we get all of the cards. We make sure that there's more than one. We grab the first card. We click on it. We then wait for list ID watch. List ID watch. We then wait for video embed, but the video embed never shows up. That's what the error is here. It times out right there. Yeah, line 18. Yeah, so it's here. So if we look on the watch page, we should make sure that that test ID still exists. The video embed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's up, Munch? Welcome in. Yeah, so this isn't appearing when the tests are running. I'm curious if it has to do with the fact that when the tests run and it chooses my channel, can it not embed a live stream? Is that the issue? We're not really testing the iframe, we're just testing that it is on the page. And basically, if this is never visible, right here, that means that the video promise never resolves. And what is the video promise? We're getting the videos that come back from the backend stream. It wasn't timing out before. I think we're having weird timing issues because like we did update our tests to basically wait for things to load. Because ultimately this data is coming from the backend and there's like a loading spinner. Like I think like if you go directly to this page, you'll see there's a loading spinner because the data has to come from the backend. We're out of time. We are out of time. I mean, do we need to wait for that? Did I spell it right? All right, one little bit of debugging. Okay, I'm giving myself 3 more minutes. I want to figure this out. 5 more minutes. Yeah, we're awaiting it in the component. How do I do a DOM snapshot? You get the inner HTML. No. Well, no. I guess the main issue is, and also why this is frustrating, is this test hasn't failed before. This test used to pass. So why is it failing now? I don't know. I really don't know. Let's run the test one more time and just see if they pass. That's all we're gonna do. Oh, we could do a screenshot. That would be useful because then we can actually debug what's happening. But we're not going to. If these fail, that's it, that's all. Cool. And I will say the reason we need something like screenshots is because these tests are running inside of a Docker container. Now they all fail? What the heck? Looks like Playwright was just updated to 1.3.1. Did we not change our Docker container? Did it go back? How in the heck did it go back? Debugging speedrun? Yeah, we could do something like that. But all right, but don't fret, everyone. The moment this is done, we'll get back to features. Even if the tests don't pass, we're still moving on. I even though I'm in a good mood, I don't have the patience. And also, I want to keep it entertaining for you all. You all don't want to watch me debug tests. You want to see new things and new features appear on the page. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, weird guess. Is the data test ID getting removed? You might be right. Well, no. The test IDs only get removed if the test environment isn't if the node environment isn't test. And the fact that these other tests are passing tells me that the test IDs are still there. Yeah, so Playwright has that, but the issue is these are running inside of a Docker container, and we can't attach a window like a desktop to the container. Like it actually, it's possible. You can do like an X11 forwarding thing, but that requires more configuration that we don't want to figure out. That I don't want to figure out right now. But yes, typically if you're running Playwright not inside of a Docker container, then you could see what is happening. It will literally launch a web browser. Yeah, same thing. Oh well, I'm not gonna fix it right now. We're gonna keep moving. Page.content will give you all the HTML. Oh, I forgot. It's gonna run the tests again. Cool. All right. Now, let's work on this. I want to parse the timestamps in the description, and then when you click them, change the timestamp of the video. Let me show you what I mean. So like last Tuesday's live stream, if we look at the description, it has these timestamps. I want to be able to click these, and then it should change, it should jump specifically to where I click. That's what we're going to work on next. And this should be a fun one because we're also going to start involving the YouTube Embed API where we can actually control the video here. But it's going to take some parsing first. So here we go. Let's check out a feature branch. Description, timestamp. Cool. Cool. And this is all going to happen on the watch page. Yeah, on the watch page. So when you're watching a specific video, this piece right here. So what we did last time was we ran the description through this library called Anchor Me, which turned all of the links into actual links that you could click on. Yeah, I don't know if we'll do that today, V, but honestly, that's it. It should be on the list because we'll at least work on it next time if we don't do it today. But yeah. List filters. Things like most views, oldest, etc. We'll come up with some other ones eventually. But yeah, we run it through this. It inserts links into all of these. Here's the thing, though. I kind of want to just... I kind of want to do a similar... It's going to be tricky to turn any one of these links into like an element that has like a click event on it, because we are essentially like parsing it as HTML here. So what I'm thinking is we can basically turn them into links with the regular expression, but the link itself will be similar to how it happens on YouTube. So like it'll be something like this, and then like timestamp equals something. Let's actually see how they do it on YouTube. T, and T equals seconds. Like when I click this, or if I look at the URL, yeah, and T equals number of seconds. That's what we'll do. What did you link, Jed? Oh, thank you. Thank you. You can control it. So basically there's an iframe API where you can say go to time and it will just seek. It's not going to like re-embed it. But yeah, so we're going to do this, and t equals number of seconds. Basically, we're going to make it so that any one of these changes the URL, changes the query parameter in the URL. Which, like, we don't want the page to refresh. So we might actually have to use something like this, like the hash. Let's see. Let's just see. Let's see. First, we need to actually parse the description, so we'll just do that in a little file here. So in lib, we're going to create something called parse description. So this takes in the description, which is some text, and then returns some text. Annotated description. All right, now why is this complaining? Description is defined but never used. Defined but never reassigned. Okay. All right, see you later, Aswath. Thank you, and enjoy your football. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to do all of them. So basically, we need some kind of regular expression. That matches, like, digit, colon, digit, digit, colon, digit, digit. Something like this. So this one is optional. And I think the other ones aren't optional. Also, this is optional. And we're going to match this whole thing as a group. So first number optional. Also, yeah, all three of these are optional because it could just be that colon that. Yeah, all of the hours are optional. And I guess technically we could group these into we could have 3 separate groups. True, it would, but it would only be 0 through 5. It wouldn't be yeah, so this, because all of, well, this is optional. Because all of these are optional, then it's possible to have a timestamp that's just minute seconds. I don't think I want the colons in the group. Let's just see what this does. And really, I mean, ideally we could do like a replace. Because then you can pass in a replacer function that gives you match, and then, I don't know, something like times, like this, like this. Why this? Oh, because it's possible to have a timestamp that's just like 1:23. And that means that the first digit would have been optional instead of like 20:23, right? Am I crazy here? Also, why does this keep complaining? Oh, because of formatting. All right. Yes, it should. Ideal use case for Copilot? I mean, I am paying for it. Let's use Copilot. You know what? No, I'm smarter than an AI, or am I? What's up, Paolo? Welcome in. Honestly, this is the perfect case for unit tests, though. So maybe we get that set up. But, yeah, okay. So this is our function. It takes in a description. Oh, it sounds good, Paolo. But yeah, it takes in a description. It then finds all the timestamps, and then we're going to replace them with some kind of like anchor tag. But first I want to make sure that my regular expression works. And how are we going to do that? Honestly, with some unit tests, how easy would it be to get like a little Vite unit test going right here? Like this is a unit test. Yeah? So could I just put the unit test right beside it? Like this? And then we import parse description. And then it parses timestamps into anchor tags, something like that. So I would expect parse description with hello world 0s 1 2 3 to be null. It should still capture it, even if it's in the middle. So that looks good to me. Now, how do I run these unit tests? Honestly, I think we can remove this index test because it's just like a basic sum test. Do we already have a task for running unit tests? vtest run. Let's try it. What do we call test unit? Nice. Nice. Okay. But this is what I want to see. Yeah, look at this. Okay. So, the list of matches that we're logging out here, we have the various groups. So we basically have like first, second, third group. I mean, will it actually be hours, minutes, seconds? Let's see. Minutes. Whoa, they got it right. That's amazing. Okay. We need to try some others. What's up, SRG? Welcome in. Can it also do yeah, 2 23:46? And can it also do 12:34? And can it also do like 1 23:45? Let's see. We'll write better unit tests. Honestly, I don't. I'm just not. I'm just. But yeah, let's see. It got this one wrong. It got this one wrong. So if there's a double digit, yeah, zeros would be good as well. Cool. Is this a? Honestly, we'll just reuse this. I don't want. Where did you get that, Mark Boots? Did you ask ChatGPT or you found it on Stack Overflow? If you found it on Stack Overflow, send me the link so that we can credit them. Yeah, send me the link and we'll put it in the description here. But let's. I feel like there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. Let's see what this does for us. Yeah, that was better. So it got 12 minutes, 34 seconds, 0 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing. It did it. Try a different regex. Hours will be empty if no hours are found. Yeah, I like it. Great. So at this point, if we have hours, minutes, seconds, we want to replace it in the description. So basically, we need to turn this back into a colon separated. We need to turn it back into like the whole thing. So let's put it into an array. And or we'd have a bunch of if statements. Is it the match? Let's see what the match is. The match. I don't know if the match would be the whole thing. If it is, then yeah, then we're good. We don't have to do any extra work. You're right. It is. Beautiful. Beautiful. What we need to do is we need to get total number of seconds because that's how we're going to update the URL. So, well, if you have spaces between the colons, I don't think YouTube would even do it. But, right? Yeah, so it leaves off the first one. Cool. All right, yeah, we need total number of seconds. And so that's going to be, look, I don't even have to code. I just have to tell chat and they do it for me. So turn hours into a number. Oh, I'm gonna write it better though. So hours becomes a number times 60. Multiply that times 60 to get total number of seconds. And then minutes becomes a number. Multiply that by 60 to get total number of seconds, and then you just add total number of seconds on the end. Cool. Now, does this handle... What happens when you pass undefined into the number constructor? Do we get back 0? Because that's what we want. We get not a number. That is not what we want. So we can do this. But if we do a number constructor with 0, 00, 01, 02, etc. Well, the does nullish coalescing work for undefined? No, so if it's undefined, then that means there are none of them. You don't want to make it one because, like in the example of a timestamp that doesn't have an hour on it, like this one, you want it to be 0 hours because you only want to account for minutes and seconds. Yeah. Should I check that hours, minutes, and seconds are valid hours, minutes, and seconds? I mean, our regular expression handles that because it's doing like 59 is the maximum possible number in both of these. Though you can have more than 59 hours. Is this right? I guess no. Are there any YouTube videos that are more than 59 hours? I don't know. Well, yeah. So that's actually, it's not quite the same because it is the what's it called? It's the unary plus operator. I do think it's less explicit and less readable, which is why I want to use the number constructor. The hour, okay, we're gonna change this. Hours can be any number. There we go. Great. So this gives us total seconds, and then we want to return a string that is an anchor tag. That has the match inside of it. And then the href is question mark t equals total seconds. Now that should just append it to the current URL. We will see. We will see. But I think we're there. So now our unit tests are gonna, I mean, we should have tested this a bit more piecemeal, but here we go. Like we could have written a bunch of separate tests to test for the different kinds of things, but it's totally fine. We should expect the first /d can be a one or more. You're totally right. You're totally right, because then it's one or more. Then that can go higher than a 2-digit number. Yeah. Do we want star or plus? And if we do the optional, that counts for this whole thing, right? Right? Well, honestly, we should test it. We'll test it. I mean, do we want to copy the exact output? Man, I'm bad at unit testing. At least live in front of people. I just don't feel like doing it because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy my received output and then just paste it into the to be because I'm pretty sure I wrote the code right. So that's that. And it looks like my code is right. Like if if you're out there and you're like, dang, that guy doesn't know how to code, I'd never hire him. Let me break down how I would test this if I wasn't in a rush. First of all, we would break out this total seconds calculation into its own unit function or unit test into its own function so we can unit test to make sure that this calculation is correct and always gives back the right number. That would be a separate function and a separate test. Once we have that, then I would write individual tests to test each type of thing, like hours and seconds, only seconds. And then I would test individually to make sure we have a test that covers hours, minutes, seconds, only seconds, etc. And why is this broken? It's broken. It's broken. It actually isn't doing what we want it to do. So we don't have to convert it into seconds. We can do hours, minutes, seconds. Is that true? Well, this seems to have broken All right, let's try it though. So for instance, if we look in this description, it's got this timestamp. So if we do and what did you say? And t equals 2 hours, 3 minutes, 39 seconds. Can you include the O3? Because I don't want to have to remove those. I guess technically if we parse them as numbers, they would be. It works. Nice. I like that. Then we don't even need this calculation. Or no, here's the thing though, Oscar. We, I believe, have to do the hard work of seeking to a specific number of seconds, which means we would have to convert it anyways. So let's look at the YouTube iframe API to see what it will take for seeking. Because if it takes hours, minutes, seconds, great. If it takes seconds, then we need to convert it anyways. Load video by URL, queue playlist, load playlist, stop video, seek to. Seeks to a specific time in the video. If the player is paused when the function is called, it will remain paused. If the function is called from another state, the player will play the video. The seconds parameter identifies the time which the player should advance. It'll advance to the closest frame. The allow seek head parameter determines whether the player will make a new request to the server if the seconds parameter specifies a time. It looks like they only take seconds. So we're going to convert it to seconds anyways, because that's the number we'll have to use when we pass it in. Okay. Wait, it didn't log it out? Oh, there it is. Now, here's the thing as well, though. We had to update the regular expression to not have that plus. I guess because when we added the plus, it broke our other parsing. Yeah, the reason I don't want to use hours, minutes, seconds is because if they're undefined, then I'll have to do I'll have to do parsing to turn it back into the timestamp, which is why I want the match. But it should pass now. Boom. Passing test. Good call, Deepam. Yeah, so if we do star, that means 0 or more, which should work. Here's what we'll do. Now we're unit testers. Watch us. we're gonna write a separate one that tests for more than 59 hours. And we just need to get rid of this console log here. For the second amounts right. Wait. They were, yeah, so this is 1 hour, 23 minutes, 45 seconds. And this is 12 minutes, 34 seconds. 2 hours, 23 minutes, 46 seconds. So I think. But let's write a test that is it parses timestamps with hours greater than 59. So if we test it with 100, 48, 48, we should get back now I have to do the calculation. 100 times 60 plus 48 times 60 plus 48 is 362928. All right, let's see if it does it. It does it. If it's 0 or more, is it not just... I guess? Will that still work? I mean, it still passes those tests, so... yeah. Honestly, I feel really bad for writing a unit test and then not doing it right, or like how I would on the job. But let me reiterate: the reason I'm rushing is because I gotta keep this entertaining for the people watching at home. And I think we've done it. We have a nice little function that basically parses out anything, replaces it with an anchor tag. Good to go. Now we just need to call it. So right here, we'll say parse description with the video description. And now, when the page loads, over here, we're going to get some links. And we do get some links, and you can see that it's set to the right URL. We need to also add the right classes, which I don't like, because now we have Tailwind classes in multiple weird places. Proper unit tests are entertaining. Yeah, you could argue that. Where's your YouTube channel? I don't think that would match. Well, no, that would match. That would match because the colon would be optional. So this gives them the right styling. Okay, so exactly, that's what we're gonna do, Zell, is like, I don't like this. Like, having this Tailwind code so far away from the place that it's actually used is weird and cumbersome. And also, our unit tests are going to fail now because now we didn't update the test to test for these specific class names. So we need to accept those class names as an argument. And that way we don't mess up our tests here. And like it's going to be in the future, if we want to change the style or whatever else, this function, we don't have to touch it. We only change the places that it's called. Is there just an anchor class? Okay, but we'll figure that out, but we'll also pass it in. But what that means is now in our unit test, these can also be super simple, because if we just pass in nothing as the class name, then we would expect that class name comes back as completely empty, and then we can test for that. Cool. But now over here, we can put this into a variable and use it in both places. So if we here say class names, honestly, we'll call it anchor class names. And now we can use it in both spots. Good. Ooh, I like that, Luis. No, that's a good suggestion. But now if we click it, you can see it actually changes the page. I think the way that I'm going to handle this is I'm going to have some custom code in onNavigate. And in onNavigate, if the only thing that changed was the timestamp, then we use the YouTube Embed API instead of like scrolling and instead of re-embedding. Because like technically this is, I think that's the other issue is like this is reloading the entire embed here. And I don't know how I feel about that, but it seems to be working. You can see that the time is getting appended, and we're good. But I like what Luis has said here. Convert the times to links first and pass it to the link parser after. Oh, the issue is the link parser only looks at things that have like HTTPS on them. That's what that library does. Is like if it has HTTPS or it looks like a URL, it turns it into an anchor tag. It wouldn't know what to do with our numbers here. Font variant numeric tabular nums. Is this a Tailwind thing? Do we just need tabular nums? Let's see. Cool. Unit test pass. But you're totally right. That should be a const here. And now they line up. Look at that. You can tell like there's a little bit of space in front of the ones. So that they like. So yeah, that was a good suggestion, Luis. Thank you for that. I also created a tool that opens the latest content on a YouTube channel, whether it's a short video, a regular video, or a live stream, as a deep link. Cool. What does YouTube iframe do when the timestamp is overflowing? It probably just goes to the end of the video, right? Can't you add tabular nums to the anchor class names? Well, I don't want to put tabular nums on these anchors. And that variable is being used for these anchors and those anchors. So that's why I made it separate. Yeah. Can you explain the intersection observer API? I'd have to look it up to explain it, but I've used it before. It's like if... Yeah, I'd have to look it up to explain it. All right, we have solved our first problem of actually parsing these and showing them, which is fun. And any one of my live streams that you look at is going to have these timestamps in it, which is cool. Awesome. Let's actually handle what happens when they get clicked on, because that's going to take some work, and that's where we're actually going to need the YouTube API embed. Should we commit? I wouldn't commit this because I'm considering this a whole feature. We are on a separate feature branch called description timestamp. So I won't commit because I'm putting it all on this branch. I mean, we could do like a work in progress commit, but like technically clicking these does nothing. It just scrolls the page up. We need to actually handle what happens here. And I'm curious if the so this after navigate is getting called. And I'm actually curious, like, I think it is re-embedding the entire iframe, and we don't want that. We want the iframe to stay as it is and only change like what's happening inside of the embed. We don't want to completely replace it. And it looks like that's what's happening. So how can we determine that? After navigate takes in some things. navigation. Let's see. So we've got from to will unload false. I like that, Veeb. I think that's what we're going to have to do. So basically, we need to compare the from and the to. If from.url.pathname equals navigation.to.url.pathname, do nothing. And actually, this is the after navigate. So we want this in the before navigate. Unnecessary return statement. Is it though? Let's look at the SvelteKit docs for before navigate. A navigation interceptor that triggers when we navigate to a new URL, whether by clicking a link, calling goto, or using the browser's back or forward controls. Calling cancel will prevent the navigation from completing. If the navigation would have directly unloaded the current page, calling cancel will trigger the native browser unload confirmation dialog in these cases. All right, so we want to call cancel. Let's see what happens. My guess is it's not going to load the iframe at all. So like, no, actually, no, that's totally fine. That's totally fine, actually. Yeah, okay, so, well, no, the thing is, it cancels it, and the URL doesn't update. So is it possible to tell it to, like, not, to do the navigation without unloading? Because we have will unload false. You can manually set the URL? Does it work when we refresh? Oh, probably not. I mean, well, no, because if we refresh, the from URL is nothing. All right. Is it possible to set the URL? I guess we could just use the history API to do something like window.pushState. Well, it is target self. The issue is we're dealing with the page reloading and I think like server-side rendering, which we want to avoid. We just want it to change the timestamp. We don't want it to completely reload the page if it's the same. So, like, this will work. I don't know if this is the right way to do it. I'm pretty sure this will work, though, because this stops it from navigating, but then uses the history API to change the URL. The issue also, though, is now does the back button fully reload? Yeah, the back button fully reloads. I guess that's fine. No, it's probably not fine. If I don't think we want it to modify the browser history. Because when I click back, I would expect to go back to the home page, not go back to the last timestamp I clicked, right? That might be it, Mihai Andre. So if we use goto, maybe they expose the idea of like unloading or not. Let's try it. If we do window.location, it'll just refresh the page. The issue is if we use goto, I think we're going to get some kind of like infinite loop. So goto accepts a URL. And then we want something like replace state true. Using a non-null is unsafe and wrong. We can wrap it in a guard. Okay. Replace the state. No scroll. Keep focus. Invalidate all. Replace state false. All right. Let's see. We go to the list. We go to a video. We click on a link. Too much recursion. Yeah, so goto just keeps calling itself. All right, let's see what Dr. Phantom is mentioning though. How to mutate the URL without causing a reload, and this is in the SvelteKit docs. I highly recommend using get forms to implement this. Manually calling goto. Did I not do history.replace state? I guess I did push state, didn't I? If we do replace state, that's probably what we want. Yeah, that's the winner. Is this too far outside of the SvelteKit way of doing things? I don't know. But yeah, so like this sets it, and then if I press back, it actually goes back. So I like this. Like, it's possible that there's a better way to do this with SvelteKit that I don't know about. I'm gonna do it this way for now because we're on the way. Okay. So the other thing is, if we just navigated to a timestamp, we want to scroll up to the video embed, not to the top of the page. So we'll do a similar thing. So if navigation dot from this same logic here. I can also now intercept the video forwarding in the actual before navigate. Yeah, well, what do you mean by that? Oh, well, if navigation dot canceled, then after navigate wouldn't get called. So we actually, I think that's what you mean, is we actually need to handle these things here. So change the URL and then get the timestamp. And this will be navigation dot to dot URL dot is it this? Yeah, the search params dot get t. And if it exists, scroll up to the video embed. So right now we have all of this stuff. We want another variable for the video embed. And we're going to scroll it into view. So right here, we are going to do a bind this to get a ref to this element. And then just like we scrolled those into view, we will scroll the video into view. Yeah, video embed. Scroll it into view. Let's just test that really quick. So we do this, we click that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, in the API docs, how do we get access to the player? The iframe API. So the thing is, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you're right. It's not a div element. We need to tell it that it is an HTML iframe element. I don't know if we actually need this JavaScript. I think we can just access like dot player or something like that, or like iframe dot post message or something like that. After the API's JavaScript code loads, the API will call the YouTube iframe ready function. Here we go. Enable JS API. This is what we need, I think. And that means we actually do need this yt.player thing. And we have to load this. Yeah. Here's the thing. Somebody has probably already done it with Svelte. Let's see what's out there and see if we want to write this ourselves. Okay. 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 But does it give us the API? No, this just replaces the embed with an image and then swaps it out. Yeah, we do something like this, like load that in the head. And then use it as a component. I like this solution. Like, we don't really need a library to do this. So I think I'll do this. I mean, let's see. This answer was from this year. This doesn't seem to work anymore. Having some issue yesterday. Okay. If they were having an issue yesterday, do we want to go down this path? Um, a simple YouTube component. It loads the iframe API. It dispatches an event. It seems fun. Like, it's not that much code, but I kind of am feeling that I want a library to do it. Light YouTube embed. It's last updated a year ago, but let's see. Bunch of options. On iframe loaded, you get access to it. Does it do the player API? I forgot about this. It's possible. I think it's possible to load the embed without the user using the user's login using this no cookie thing. Here's the thing. This doesn't give us access to the player API though. Okay. I am going to implement it myself. I have decided. We're going to take their example and then just implement it as a Svelte component called YouTube embed. That's what I'm going to do. Here I go. Watch me. Well, we already have a YouTube video embed component. We'll just update this to this component has the wrong name because this is a YouTube thumbnail embed, not a YouTube video embed. Is it possible to use post message? We could look here to see if they have anything like post message. And like do the post message directly, but I think ultimately it's much easier if you use their thing because it has nice little functions that you can call without having to call post message. So yeah. All right. I'm going to rename this component to be YouTube thumbnail embed because that's what that is. And then this uses the YouTube thumbnail embed. And I'm also going to rename this to be YouTube thumbnail embed. As you can see down here, we embed the thumbnails and then right here. Wait, what? This accepts a list of videos. Create my own package. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but okay. Fine. The watch page here is what we'll use the YouTube video embed. Here, because right now I just got this iframe. I'm going to pull that out and add my component. Cool. I have a folder for components, and these aren't in there. These should be in there. I'm going to move these. Yeah. That feels better. Feels much better. Okay. So now our thing. Ooh, everywhere we imported. Oh man, I broke a bunch of stuff though, because now I have to do lib components view count. And then this needs to go lib server YouTube API. Okay, we broke a bunch of stuff. Let's kill the server and fix all the things we broke when we moved that stuff. What's up, Kaizen? Yeah, so we'll get control over the timeline. We'll be able to have a single embed that we just replace the video with instead of doing a full navigation. Those kinds of things. All right. One by one. On the watch page. These are in components like that. This is in components like that. Is that all? Yeah. I will say, though, this will also be a fun exercise in taking something that's vanilla JavaScript and integrating it with Svelte, which typically is pretty easy. Typically. So here we go. We're going to take all this code, these codes, and turn it into a reusable Svelte component. We have our script, which is going to have some stuff. Well, technically it's very copy pastable because the copy paste example already had a script. And then we'll have the div here that is the player. Now, I think we will dynamically create the script. Like we could do the svelte head thing, but this gives us more control over when this iframe API actually gets loaded. So I mean, this inserts it at the beginning of the page. Wait. On YouTube iframe API ready. I think this just needs to exist on the window. Oh, we're going to do that, Veeb. We absolutely will. Yeah, I think you're right, Deepam. I think this is expecting this to be a global function. Hmm. Is this what we want? And why are we inserting it before the first script on first script on the page? What if we just have a script tag? Like this. I also wonder if there's some query params that make it so we can tell it what the function name is. Yeah, I think Svelte is going to complain about this as well because it has a script in the component. So the thing is, Svelte head just inserts it into the head, right? Automatically for us. So that's what we want. But I am curious, is it possible to tell it what the name of the function will be? Instead of writing an empty div, you could create the iframe tag yourself. Do we want to do this? Let's look at the Stack Overflow one again. Did I find that, or did we, did somebody link that? I think I found that, didn't I? No, they did use the global one. You can see right here, window dot. There seems to be no way around it. I mean, what would be ideal is if I could tell it what the name of the function is. Because then there won't be like any weird overlap. Hmm. There was an events in the page. Events are like loaded events and stuff like that. Like you have to have an instance of the player to add events on it. Give me a link. What's up, smiley face? Welcome in. Give me a link to what you're talking about, because I don't see it. Next tab. Events. This is the same page, but I think what you're missing is the fact that those are passed into yt.player. And yt.player will not exist until this script loads onto the page. Which is why, like, basically, when that script loads on the page, it calls that on the window because it expects it to exist. Well, we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna go with it because, for now, anyways. So this finds this first script on the page and then insert. No, I think we just let's just do the body. No, we don't even need that. We're using Svelte head. so we load this script in the head, and then when that loads, it's gonna look for on YouTube iframe API ready to exist. We also don't want a player variable. So, and then why is this complaining? No inner declarations. And then we can do window.this equals this. It was in the section where you could add the iframe manually. Okay. Where do you see the events? It's not in there. Okay. It's complaining because this thing isn't isn't defined because it actually exists inside of this library, which we're loading dynamically. So yeah. This is doing an autoplay. I don't want that. Player state change. We'll probably do something with that. And yeah, I don't care about any of these. And Corn Chop, thank you for the prime. Okay. Does not exist on the window. That's okay. I don't want to add it for all of them. So on ready. Ready. Get access to the player. And then on state change, we'll do this. All right. Great. We're that much closer. Honestly, it would be interesting to see if anybody has created TypeScript types for the iframe API. Let's see. Types/YouTube. Type/YouTube player. YouTube player is an abstraction of the YouTube iframe player API. The downsides of using the YouTube iframe player API are it requires to define callbacks in the global scope. That's what we're dealing with. Requires to track the state of the player. You must ensure that the video player is ready before you can use the API. YouTube player registers listeners required to establish when it's loaded, does not require global callback functions, and queues player API calls until when the player is ready. Cool. Can we use this? I like this. I like it. And then there's also a TypeScript type for it. And then the way you do it is create a player, load the ID, play it. Hey, how's it going? Welcome in. Found something similar. It should. I think it's going to wrap all the functions, right? The resulting object exposes all functions. Yeah, so it should. Look at this one too, and then we'll pick one because it is going to be cumbersome to try and do this all ourselves. It's from 7 years ago. We're going to go with this one because it has TypeScript definitions. Here we go. So we want this, and we want types / that. Yeah. Great. And now all of this goes away, and we can just use it. Yeah, you can't send links on YouTube. You'll have to send them in the Twitch chat if you want to send a link. Create a player. This accepts an element ID, a YouTube player, or an HTML element. Good. So we're going to pass it a ref. So we're going to bind this to be a video element. And this is a video element HTML div element. Like this. And then on mount, it should exist. So starts this off as null. And then we'll also have ourselves a YouTube player that is null that we can access other places. Okay, why is this complaining? Unexpected token. We need to tell it we're in TypeScript. Cool. Do we not get the type? Player factory. I guess I have to do type of? I don't like that. Can I do a type of inline? I've never done that with TypeScript. Yes, I can. Cool. All right. And then the video ID is going to be a prop. Why is this complaining? Assigned but never used. That's fine. Wait, no, it's not. It needs to be a let. And so here, if we have a video ID, we make that a prop, and then we use this here. And we're reassigning it there, and this is a let here. We're getting there, everybody. YouTube player is not assignable to type. What? It returns a YouTube player. Man, are the types wrong? Like, we have access to. Okay. Isn't there like a return type? How do you get the return type in TypeScript? Here we go. We're writing TypeScript now. Yeah, so yeah, we have those types. We have those types. They're just not, they're not as ideal as we would like them to. YouTube player type. And that is going to be return type of this function. Of the type of this function, right? And then this is of this type. There we go. But now we've got all the TypeScript in the world. We can do this. We can also say like set time or seek to pass in some seconds. Good to go. Or not. Expected 2 arguments. Allow seek ahead. True. You can do the return type inline. I like that. Then we don't, yeah, sure. All right, we did all of that. Now we need to replace our actual YouTube embed with this component. So let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the watch page, and then right here where we had the iframe, here, we're gonna have the YouTube video embed. And here the video ID is video.video ID. Great. The styles are going to be a little bit off because we kind of want to do this. We need to give this a data test ID. I mean, hopefully these classes will still give it the right sizing, even though it is. Let's see what happens. Do two-way data binding for the player so that you can control it from the parent. Yeah, we want to do something like that. I think we might use some sort of event bus so the parent, so whenever we seek, the parent can tell it to go to a specific timestamp. Let's see what happens. See if we broke it or if it just works. Can you go home first? Error loading dynamically imported module. Okay. Okay. That's it. It did it. Though it could be a little taller. I'm curious. I'm curious if that library supports us just adding the iframe ourselves, because I don't like. Yeah, so we have this, which is a child of this. Oh no, never mind. We're inside the iframe. Is it replacing the it's replacing the entire element. I see. Cool. It replaced that div with the iframe and added all of the class names. So like aspect video, width full, data test ID. All right. Why does it look different? Why isn't it tall like it was before? Right? Like if we oh. All I'm trying to do right now is see what it looked like. Yeah. This you see how this is full width? This is completely full width, and then um this one is not the same. Well, now it is. If we try another video, it just adds it on top of the other one. I need to refresh the page. Okay. Okay, that is full width now. It was looking different than before. Cool. We'll have to fix that. Um, oh, because we got rid of the bind. No, we have that. All right. It's fine. We've got the video embed now. Though let's what we could do now, honestly though, what we could do now is like the message passing of like clicking the link, though. I thought we fixed that. If it replaces the element, won't the bound element disappear? Possibly. Yeah, that's the issue though, right? So now if we navigate around, it's embedding multiple. And it's also like autoplay is on. We don't want autoplay on. Like we'll have options for autoplay. Let's look at this library we found. Are we calling play video? No, we're doing player dot stop video, I guess. Okay. Um, is there an unmount event in Svelte, or do you just return turn from there? What I'm thinking is when the component is unmounted, I want to remove the player. I don't want the docs. I don't want the on destroy. Destroy. Okay. So when the component is destroyed, we destroy the video player. Okay, so that's there. I click on another one, it scrolls up, and it's gone. But it's not really gone because there's um, a whole element there. What? Why does it stick around though? That's what's weird to me is like this component is being like completely unmounted. You can return a function from unmount. The type definition when I rolled over said the return type was void. Okay, so right now the embed thing is working. And the YouTube embed function behind the scenes replaced that div with an iframe. And then on destroy, it puts it back. Where is it? Here. We can get rid of it. I just don't know how I feel about that because it keeps adding them. Like I think we can we can have literally a variable that knows whether it's unmounted and then just like hide the element. But also, is this just because we're using SvelteKit and because it's using like the single page application router or something like that? Like why does this stick around? Why are there now multiple instances? Um, Try replacing the element with an ID instead of a bind. Yeah, it's got to be unique though. I don't know why it's sticking around. I mean, I guess we don't have to call this anymore, or do we? Hey, thank you, Murdoch. Thank you for the tier 2. Great. Everything's broken now. So yeah, this library just doesn't seem to work very well with the way that we're doing this. Um, I like, yeah, it did manipulate the DOM. Maybe there's some options to not replace the element. Let's see if there is. Um, or how they handle multiple players. I mean, create a parent div and remove it on cleanup. So like a wrapper? Hmm. Yeah, I mean, okay, so this should work. So if we do something like video wrapper and then on destroy delete it. So literally uh, remove it from the page. This works. I don't know how I feel about it though. This might just be what we have to do because it's working. This might just be what we have to do because that library is changing the DOM and Svelte doesn't know about it. But we're close. We're close. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking, V. But I was like, do I want to set it to display none? I want to remove it, and I think this is the way to go. When we unmount, trust me, I'm good at bad practices. I think Svelte should remove the wrapper automatically unmount. Yeah, so that's what we're doing now. Is on unmount, just remove the page, destroy the player, and then a new player gets created. I think the other issue though is we potentially don't want to unmount the video player. Like when you go to the next video, we could just change. I'm not gonna worry about that for now. Okay, good, great. Now we need to communicate with this component. We need to, when a user clicks on a timestamp, like this. First of all, why is our navigation code is broken now? Can't access property, scroll into view, video embed is undefined. Fine. I think Svelte should remove the wrapper automatically on mount. Oh, on unmount. It doesn't. Yeah, that's why we had to do this. So that's literally why we're here. If we don't do this, they start to stack for some reason. Like if I do this, okay, okay. I think you're yeah. Okay, great. I think the issue was because we gave it the parent element, that broke things. But now if we put it in a wrapper, Svelte can remove it because before it lost track of the element, but now that we gave it a wrapper, it can remove it. Okay, good call, Pranyan. You're right there. Well, I don't. The thing is, I don't think we want a fragment because Svelte needs to be able to remove the element because the library that isn't Svelte is like modifying the stuffs inside. Okay. If we go back to the watch page, uh, why, why, um, why did our clicking functionality break? Do I need player.destroy now? Probably. Yeah. Why does that happen now? We didn't change anything according like did we change something in the URL? It's not URL looks the same. Because it throws an error, it falls back to navigating as normal. Well, it was throwing the error because video embed didn't exist. So I mean, we can at least do that. Oh, video embed doesn't exist. We need to bind it. Yeah, that's probably why. That's totally why. Yeah, how do I what type do I use for the I can just use I can literally use the that type. Right? Okay. Let's log navigation. Let's always cancel it and return. Right, we're at least getting this far. From URL path name to URL path name. They are the same, right? List ID, watch ID. List ID, watch ID. Okay, so that check should be good. The path names are equal to each other. We change the URL. We get the number of seconds. We scroll it into view. And then we cancel. Let's try to not scroll it into view. Okay, that works. I think what we'll do is we can do the scrolling into view inside of the video component. So that way we're not handling it here. And that way, anytime we seek to a timestamp, we scroll it into view inside the component. I think that's the way to go. But what we need to do here, if the seconds change, we need to pass that to the component somehow. And this is outside of my area of expertise in Svelte because I haven't done like an event bus before. But basically what we need to do is we need to tell, somehow tell the video component that we want to navigate to this number of seconds. Now, this could be oh yeah, you might be right, Veeb. Yeah, we could do that too. But this could be where we use a store, like the store, we can tell it what the current time is or something, and then when the current time updates in the store, we are listening for that in our component. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do next. But do we need this anymore? Maybe we don't. Maybe it should just happen because it literally gets removed. Yeah, should be good though. All right. Help me out. Let me know what you all think we should do. Because basically, I need to tell this component to do a player.seek_to. I don't think I want to do the function export thing. Like, or do I? Like, I feel like anytime... Will there be other places in the app that want to be able to change the current timestamp of the video? And if that's the case, then I don't think I want to just call a function in the component. Like the function needs to just be listening for something to happen and then do it in response. Yeah. 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 So yeah, let me know. So set context and get context. I'll have to look into what those are. I've never used them before. But yeah, if essentially we need some kind of event bus, like we have an event thing, we can uh, fire off an event, and then the player can be listening for that event. That's kind of what we need. Context is what we need. Let's look into it. That's what Pranyan said as well. Can you just watch the URL change in the YouTube video embed? We could, but I also want to avoid that because there could be other reasons we're seeking to a timestamp that aren't URL related, and I don't want that logic inside of my inside of the video component, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, event emitter is what we want, but I guess I'm asking, like, is that the way to do it in Svelte? Because the other issue is that we kind of need like a singleton event emitter, like it needs to exist in the root. And then we access it in multiple places. Okay, I think yeah, this is kind of what I want. And then the key is just like some unique object. So it's basically like a lookup that is unique. I guess we could use like a symbol for that or something like that. The other thing here is we could also, like, the other way to go about this is inside the video embed, we could set the player on the context, and then anyone could reach in and call player.seek2. I also don't think I like that though. Like the watch page getting a reference to the player. Or do I? I mean, what I kind of want to do is just something like on seek 2. We take in the timestamp. And if the player exists, we say player.seek2 timestamp. And seek2 accepts seconds, which is a number. Like this. And then this, I mean, really it would be something like thing.on seek 2, something like that. Ooh. Let's see. Wait, what? Is this the answer? Yeah, this is calling a function inside the component, right? I don't want to do that. I don't think anyways. My whole thought is that like the player could be accessed in instead of needing to get a reference to the player, you just say, "Hey, I want to seek to this time," and then wherever the player is, it seeks to that time. Do a custom DOM event that is set to capture instead of bubble. Hmm. Hmm. What is script context though? Is that a Svelte thing? Um, Anything exported from a context module blocks an export from the module itself. Let's export a stop all from the audio player. Anybody can call that function. Hmm. In a way, this is like exporting functions though, right? Yeah, this is a way to export a function and then import it elsewhere. Yeah. But I think this is kind of similar to um exporting like the seek to function. All right, I think I'm gonna use context, but I think I literally want like a an event bus context, if that makes sense. Um, can a store have events, like an event emitter? Let's just look for like Svelte event emitter. Like, I guess the other thing is, yeah, the component could be listening for an event. Maybe this is probably the Svelte way to do this. Like the inner one. Yeah, well, dispatch is happening in the here. It's happening in the child. I need dispatch to happen in the parent and be listening in the child. Hmm. A comprehensive guide to event handling in Svelte. Create a writable, pass it to the child, subscribe to it in the child component. Okay. I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to I'm gonna do this. Watch. Okay, so I think I want to create this event emitter and then use it in multiple places. Yeah, and Babak, like if do you really think that like choosing a separate account is going to fix anything? Like you have already done things that mean you don't want to engage with this community, so I'm not going to engage with you. That is that. That is that. If you keep bringing it up, any account that brings it up is the same things are going to happen. So like let's move on. Go find somebody else to watch. Go find some just move on. All right. So my thoughts are in the top level layout, because this exists for everything, like we create the like event bus that can be used anywhere. So we do like this context thing. And then we'll figure out what the key is. And then do we want a getter function? Because I kind of just want a player emitter. I want to find this in the I don't like this example as much. Like if I could find it in the get context and set context. So you pass in the key. You can set it to literally be anything. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing, yes, sir, is like just kind of like creating my own. I don't know if there's, and that's why I'm talking this out loud and like asking the chat is like, I don't know if something better exists, but like, this is kind of what I want. Like, I literally just want, I want this emitter and then I want to be able to use it anywhere. I mean, we could do something like this. This actually would make it really easy. And then, for example, on the watch page, we can get access to it. So here on the watch page, we can do a get context to get the player emitter context. Bring this in from Svelte. You can use a Svelte store as an event emitter or listener. Let's see what that looks like, and also if it looks nice. Yeah, so you like listen to it. And then over here, I don't understand this example, but I think if you created a writable and then just put an emitter on that writable store, that would do the same thing, wouldn't it? And then you could just import it anywhere instead of using the context. Maybe that's better because then we just import it where we need it. Let's see. We have the video player store. And we have the video player. And it's a new writable event emitter. And then a writable updating and reading by subscription. Am I doing the right thing here? I guess the other thing is I kind of just need I don't think I even need Svelte stores at this point. Can't I just literally create an event emitter? Also, do event emitters exist in the DOM? Like in the browser? The writable is the event emitter. That's what I'm saying, Kaizen. It's like I don't think it needs to be reactive. Writable is the correct way. All right. Store.subscribe value.event. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, Oscar. Yeah, we have something like emitter. I guess I don't. I guess I just don't understand writable. Value and start. Svelte stores have a subscribe method which you can use in the child. You can set the value of the writable in the parent component to say event seek time 10, and then do a switch case in the subscribe method against the value. Okay. Thing is, like, I don't need a subscribe. like I just need a thing that can emit events, and then I want to access that anywhere. Like I don't really even want to subscribe to changes. Like let me show you my dream code, and then you tell me why like a writable is better, and or like how to do it with Svelte. Because literally right here, what I want is the player player bus, and I want to listen for an event and then do a thing. And then here I want to import player bus from somewhere. And then in the on the player page that's actually listening to these events, right here, I just want to say emit seek to with that. That's all I want. I want to emit this here, and then I want to be listening for it over here. Why do I need a Svelte store for that? Why do I need a context? Why do I need subscribe? I mean, now that I think about it, like, yeah, if the event emitter exists, it can just literally be a global export from a module. Like I literally don't even need to set the context here. It's like it gets recreated once in the module. That's what I'm saying. Well, not even window. We just import it. How is this different than that? Because I don't want a switch case on it. I want to be able to just specify the event name. And I guess if you think about it, like I guess yeah, if multiple things are getting fired off, I guess that makes sense. Then only one event can get fired at a time, and then you do something in response to that event. But it just feels weird to me to like set the value, because if we do it this way, then in the parent component, we say store.value equals the event versus like emitting the event. Writable is basically the same. Subscribe is on and set is emit. Okay. Okay, I think I understand now, but it feels weird to call set for emitting an event. Right? Because basically I would call set with like an object that has an event type and a value. Cool. I guess the main issue also is I don't think event emitter. I don't think it exists in the web browser. Event target. Does event target exist on the backend though? Like, would this code break in backend code? The terminology is like that because stores are made for reactive values, but they function like event emitters under the hood. Okay. I guess what I'm getting at is just like, why though? Like, I get it for reactive values, but I think like because this isn't a reactive value, like I don't need to do that. Like, let me just move this out here. We're gonna call this the video player bus. It's an event bus. It's a video player bus. Sounds the video player bus sounds fun. Can I just create an instance of an event target? I can. I think I think this is what I want. I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this, but let's just see if this works, and then we can talk about why this is bad or why I should do it a different way. Um, because now here I can say add event listener. Um, and then we can also clean things up because we'll so on seek2 is this. Well, what happened here? Yeah, I guess there's like a data property, isn't there? Event. It's literally just an event. Target? Hmm. Yeah, I think that's the other thing I'm not thinking about is like if this needs to be just client side code, like is this gonna break? Like what do I have to do to make sure that it's client side only? Yeah. It's probably what I'm thinking. Oh, because then we have to do dispatch event. Okay. All right, we're gonna do it the Svelte store way. Um, and that's that. And I should be able to figure it out by now. All right. Um, Video player store is what we will call this. And then, if I have this correct, over on the video embed, we import the video player store. And then we can subscribe to it. Event. Oh yeah, so we can give it a type too. And then this is where we have a switch case where we have event.type, and we have the case of seek2. And in the event of seek2, we say player.seek2 event dot seconds. Cool. Now, what is event? We got to type it in the store. We can do that. We can say, yeah, the event type is, we can just default it to something like this, and value is null. I guess that's the other thing, is like the value could be the any type. Yeah. Because we can have like a player event, and it has a type which can be of many things like init or seek2, and it has a value which depends on the type. Because then we'll have a bunch of different types of events. We could have something like a player seek2 event, where the type is seek2 and the value is a number like this. And we could also have a player init event, where the type is init and value is null. And then this can be either one of those. Like that. And now this code should stop complaining. Yeah. Do I not need a default case? We want to break. What am I missing here? Oh, not case, just default. Great. Okay, so if the event type is seek2, well, yeah, and then TypeScript complains because it's like, it's got to be either one of those. So that's nice. That is nice. Cool. And then when we unmount, we can do video play store dot. How do we unsubscribe? Eventually, we're gonna have other things that we want to do to the video, like change the URL and stuff like that. So that's why this is gonna grow as we go on. Yeah, how do I unsubscribe? All right, we'll think about that and come back to it. But now that we made it there, now over here in the video watch page, Svelte handles it. Okay, good. Now we can say video player store, set the type is seek2, And the value are the seconds. Why is this complaining? String null or undefined is not assignable to type number or null. We turn it into a number. All right, done. We did it. It took us a long time. But we're there. Watch. So now we go here. We click on a video. We start playing it. We expand the description, and then we click, and then it goes to that specific spot. Right, so here it works. But now also we can scroll this thing into view in the video embed. Or do we want it? No, we'll handle that in the parent. I like that idea that Veeb had earlier, is you just have like a wrapper here. It's just divs on divs. But we call this the video wrapper element, and then we scroll it into view here. Div. But yeah, so we seek it, and then we also say scroll into view. Like this. The thing is, I think, so because of the wrappers, like we need like a min height, I think, on the wrapper, and then also on the other one. I guess honestly though, if we give it the same video classes, maybe that will help, because it'll give it the right aspect ratio. Okay, good to know, Pranyan. We'll auto, or not, we will unsubscribe. I think we want to put these classes on everything. On the wrapper of the wrapper of the wrapper. And then it will have the right height. Nice. All right, let's look at what's happening though, because it's like one of the parents has the height, but it's not filling on the child. So, all right, that one full height, great. That one full height. This one doesn't take up the full height. I think the library has the video library that we're using has a way to pass in the height. Can we do 100%? We can. Beautiful. Beautiful. Though we'll have to work on styles on desktop, because we kind of want a max height that doesn't put it past that. But all right, everybody, look at what we've done today. Wait, have we really been live for 3 hours? I don't believe you. I guess we can check. We can literally click on the live stream and see that we're 3 hours in. Time flies when you're working on features, but look what we did every day. Look what we did today. Yeah, look what we did today. So you can play the video, you can look at the description, and if I go down here and click on a timestamp, it seeks to that timestamp and then scrolls back up. That's pretty good. And then let's say I click on another video. What's nice is it's playing now because the video is already playing. And then if I click on a timestamp, it'll jump to that. And if I press back, it goes to the other video. Or does it? I think it's broken a little bit. I think our back and forward are broken, but we'll work on that in the future. Have I tried opening a URL with a timestamp in a new tab? I haven't, but we need to handle that. We need to handle that. And it would be easy enough to handle that. Because if I go here, we didn't handle it, but in this page, on the after navigate, if the seconds exist, we should have wrapped this anyways. We'll do a very similar thing. Yeah, I think the other issue though is we're going to emit this event and the player hasn't loaded yet. But I guess when the player does load, the current value will have it. Let's see if they're getting loaded here. Yeah. So it's trying to seek, but it sets the value and then the store or the video player we need to get it on load. We need to get it on load. So load it and then stop the video, but then if video player dot get current state. Can we not do get? Oh, do we have to implement the get function on our store? Because I don't even want an update. I just want to get the current value when this page loads. Is get is a Svelte store function, and we pass in the store? Fascinating. Like this. Wow. Wow. Easy. Seek 2, 924. Do I have to wait for the video to load before I can seek 2? Ready. If you're in a Svelte file, you can use $player video player store. Like this. This gets the current value. Number or null. That's not. I guess I kind of prefer this though, because then the types work better. Like it somehow knows the type better. Maybe we do want to play it on load. Hmm. Okay. Is it possible that you can't seek if it's not playing yet? Oh, this returns a promise. Player variables? Start? What is start? Oh, yeah. Maybe. Start isn't doing what we think it's doing. I guess this would actually be in these docs, the iframe docs. Start. We have load video by ID. Does this accept a... Oh, this accepts a start seconds. It's not working. Specifies the time from which the video should start playing when play video is called. If you specify a start seconds and then call seek to, then the player plays from the time specified in the seek to. Oh. Yeah, the video does autoplay. Maybe we don't want, like... Maybe if we play it, it's going to go to the right time? Yeah, that does it. Okay, I think that's fine. Because now that's there, and then if I open this in a new tab, it's going to jump there. My browser is stopping the autoplay, but now when I do play it, it jumps ahead to that time. I'm okay with that because basically it'll adhere to the user's browser settings. Like if a user is used to YouTube videos playing automatically, it will play automatically. So seems fine. Seems fine. I'm happy with what we have here. Video plays. We can skip ahead. We can take this URL, share it with someone else, and it starts playing from that specific spot. We can go to a different video, and then we can go to a different timestamp. Seems good to me. Here's the issue. I think there's a bug. When I press back, does it go to the previous one? Is that right? I don't know if that was right or not. let me keep track. All right, so I'm gonna go to code Q&A. I'm gonna go to a timestamp. That's my Instagram, by the way, if you haven't followed me there yet. What's up, Jeff? I'm doing good. Okay, that's the code Q&A, and then let's click on a listed stream, and then click on a timestamp. And I would expect if I press back, it should go to the code Q&A. Is it going to? And what's up, Alka? Welcome in as well. It didn't. Yeah, because you can see here, the video ID changes. Honestly, I think we need to know inside of this component when and if the video ID changes, because it's possible that it's the component is staying mounted. Yeah, like the component stays mounted, and then we need to see that this changed and then update the video ID and seek it back to the beginning. That's my guess as to what's happening. Is this how I keep track of it? If player dot seek to, or not player dot set cube video by ID. Is that what I want? Yeah. I don't even know if it's allowed, Jeff. That's probably why I wouldn't like market it. But I appreciate that. I mean, the whole thing is like I've switched to YouTube. There's so many people on Twitch that still have no idea that I switched to YouTube. So this basically at least gets me some viewers over on YouTube. I mean, you can even tell like my viewership is down now because I don't stream on Twitch anymore. So I don't know. All right, we click on the code Q&A. We choose a timestamp. Great. We now click on a listed video. Great. We now choose a timestamp. If I press back, what happens? Everything breaks. Failed to execute post message. That all broke because of this. Why don't I stream on both? Because then it would split my audience. Then it would be there would be more people watching on Twitch than on YouTube, and then my YouTube views would go down. So I'm just consolidating to a single platform. Yeah. Live viewership is down. VOD viewership is way up, if that makes sense. And on YouTube, I kind of have to prioritize VOD viewership because of the algorithm and the view count that happens on the video. It all makes sense in my head. I don't know. At this point, I'm just here for you all. You all that are hanging out here right now and that are going to play games with us in 10, 15 minutes, I'm here for you. That's the only reason I'm doing this is for you. Like I really don't, I don't know. I'm doing this for you. Live view counts towards the VOD. That's one of the main reasons that I'm streaming on YouTube as well. Yeah. You can ask politely to watch on YouTube. Yeah. All right, I removed that little piece. Let's see if as long as this is working, we'll fix it next time in terms of the seeking not doing what we wanted it to do. Well, thank you, Limotes, who says, I'm honored. I'm honored that I'm here for you. All right. We can watch this listed video. We can seek to a timestamp. We can then watch this code Q&A. And skip to a timestamp. And then if I press back, it just stays on this one instead of going to the previous URL. Yeah, we'll fix that. We'll fix that. To do, handle back navigation and set correct video ID. Yeah, honestly, though, that might be another way to do this. When did this start looking so good? Last time? 2 times ago? That's really funny. All right. How do I get params? Because the other thing I could do is, yeah, so we could do, we could do this. We could say data dot no, I guess we don't even want that. We want the video ID. How do I get params? Thank you, Kristen's give a lot of money today, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you for the other 10, another 10. Thank you. What am I doing? Is it something like page dot params? Where do I get the params? the URL params? Yeah, it's like this. It's this $page.params.videoid. Cool. So after navigate, we're going to set type set video ID. And the value is going to be that. And then we're going to update our type. Or create a new type. Player set video ID event. Cool. And so now we can set the video ID on change. And then in the component, we'll listen for that. Do I want a semicolon there? Let's see if I broke it. All right, we go to code Q&A. The video plays. We choose a timestamp. It seeks ahead. We go to a listed stream. The video plays correctly. We seek to a timestamp. All right, when I press back, it should go to the previous video. It doesn't. All right. We'll fix that next time. We have that here. Cool. I'm done, and I'm just gonna push all these changes without running the tests. Add YouTube API, embed API, seek to timestamps. I guess we'll let the test run. No, we won't. We won't let the test. We're done with the tests for now until we feel like we want to take the time to update them. Minor changes. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the timestamp parsing though. I'm happy we did that. Test can't fail if you don't run. It is so true. Sounds like a Friday. Well, the thing is, we work on this every Friday. I don't know. I'm just at the. I feel like viewers of the stream are also at the point of like, I don't want to watch him write tests. I don't. That's just not as entertaining for certain people. Honestly, for a lot of people. Yeah. So I opened a PR. This will run the tests on the CI server. Great. Good stuff. I think I'm pretty happy with what we did today. And if you missed it, let me run through the changes that we did today. So last time we added these action buttons, and also we have like these. We need to find an icon library. But now if you go to a channel, and you choose a video that has timestamps in it, we parse those. So now if you look in the description, you can see that these timestamps are clickable. When you click them, it's going to change the URL to have that timestamp, and then it seeks ahead to that timestamp. So that's great. The other thing is, if you go directly to this URL, it will seek to that timestamp, which is nice. So now you can like share URLs that like with a specific timestamp, just like you can on YouTube. Those were the main things we did. We specifically had to parse these out, make them clickable, and then listen for the click events, and then also be able to listen inside the video embed for all of that. We will do that at some point in the future, Paolo. Yeah, I don't think I responded in Discord, but I think it would be fun to get some view transitions going, because yeah, this would be slick. Like those slide in, and then these slide in, and then that slides in, etc. So yeah, thank you, Oscar. You're just looking to me. All right. I want to hang out and I want to play some games and I want to open Pokemon cards. So what should I do? Should I just stay live on this live stream? Should I end the live stream and then go live again with a different title? Should I only be live on Twitch for this? What should I do? What are your thoughts in the chat? I feel like if we do a game night on this specific stream, people that tuned in for listed will have extra content. But I think that's the other issue with the VOD is like if I create a new live stream, it'll have less views. Because people are just playing games. Different content, different container. But yeah, but what if we go live on Twitch instead? The YouTube iframe lets you copy with a timestamp from the right-click menu. I don't know. Does it? Are you saying we should intercept that? Yeah. Live on Twitch for games makes more sense. All right, we'll do that. And honestly, I'll take like a 15-minute break, and then anybody that wants to play games can go join us on Twitch. I like that idea. And then also, that can be uploaded to the archive channel if people want to watch us playing games. But we're going to end this one for now. Go over to Twitch, twitch.tv/codinggarden. We're going to play some games. Here, go here. I know there's going to be less of you, but that's okay. That's okay. So go here. If you're on Twitch, stay here. I'll be back in like roughly 15 minutes. Honestly, I think I'll start the stream, and then during the 15-minute intro, I'll go do other things so people will have time to join us. But the plan is to play games with the community. So we're going to play Jackbox Party Pack. I'm going to open some Pokemon cards, etc. Yeah, and if you got to go, I'll see you later. Thank you for hanging out, Veep. Thank you for the input as well. Yeah. See you all on Twitch, but thank you everybody for hanging out today. Did the test pass? The test didn't pass. It's that one test. We had a good time. We implemented features. If you enjoyed this, tune in next Friday and keep an eye on the schedule. I'll have that updated with the stream times and such. So keep an eye on that and follow me over on Twitch. And I'll see you all over there. Also, join the Discord because we'll use the Discord for coordinating the games and like sharing the Jackbox game ID and stuff like that. Yeah. All right. I will see you all soon. See you all very soon. See you over on Twitch. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until 10 minutes from now, here's this.
You